Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell if you enjoy this video. Perceive or be deceived? That is the question. You make decisions based on your perceptions of the world, and these are influenced particularly by the people that you interact with. So it's really important to understand the concept of perception. You are not predestined to follow anybody, only to follow the impulses of your own soul. That is your mission in life, is to listen to yourself, that deep, quiet voice within, and follow that. Your perceptions are based on a number of factors. 1, your personal history. 2, your biology. 3, your ancestry. 4, your past lives. 5, your spirit. And 6, your soul. Your personal history is the sum total of your experience in this lifetime. And of course, you won't remember everything that's happened to you. But yet, everything that does happen to us goes down deep into our subconscious, where it sits, and it does contribute to our perceptions. Your biology is your physical body, and the cellular memories lodged in every fibre of your physical being. Every single thing that has happened to us is in our body at a physical level, as a signature in every single cell. So that contributes to our perception of events that are happening currently. Your ancestry is the DNA that you've inherited from your family, along with the ancestral memories, and you may even think that these are your own. It's really hard sometimes to tell what is your family's memory and what is your memory, as the two are often very much entwined. Your past lives include every human, animal, or other lifetime that you've experienced on planet Earth, other planets, or even other dimensions. Your spirit is the inspirational fire that runs through you, influencing your perceptions. It's like the fuel powering a car, or think of it as the chi force running through every cell, keeping you alive. One of the biggest contributors to the perceptions that we have is the soul. And the soul is the totality of all that you are throughout all time and space and all dimensions beyond. There's so much more that we don't understand, but as we live and learn and meditate, we can find out what lies beyond more and more. You are a drop of water in a vast ocean of other souls. Think of schools of fish as being your local environment and the people that you associate with regularly. And think of those schools of fish swimming and interacting throughout the ocean. That's like the community that we live in, our families, our friends, all the groups we associate with. It's often said that there are plenty of fish in the sea, and that's true, of course. And think of all those schools of fish interacting. And so too on social media platforms. All of this influences our perception. It's often easier to go with the flow of what's just put in front of us, but if we don't question that information, we can be misled or even deceived. So many people just go along unquestionably with the flow. Meanwhile, we have these inputs feeding our perceptions. What happens if we don't properly understand the sensory and spiritual inputs we're getting? We build a belief system, and if it's not built on sound foundations, one day it's going to come crashing down. And this is likely to be very painful, especially to our ego. We might have directed our whole lives around this. We might have built our whole lives around something that is just not true. There may be some elements of truth, but most of it is just made up. There are spiritual realities that many people just don't understand. And then bingo, someone comes along and makes up a story which may have some truth, but not the whole truth. And here's an example, the Christian idea of the rapture. I don't wish to offend anybody by what I'm about to say, but this has been my experience of the rapture. I've had many visions about the rapture and also many dreams over the decades. Basically, as a normal part of growing and becoming older and wiser, we have energies that are no longer useful in our subconscious, and they can die off or sit inert. Gradually, we become aware of these old, dead and inert energies. They're like pieces of baggage from the past. And as we decide to, move on from that, these energies will make their way up the body and into the sky of mind. The sky is actually a representation of the mind, and they come into our conscious awareness for healing. So these energies join Christ in the sky, and Christ, of course, is referring to Christ's consciousness, not an actual physical man as such. So these old dead energies are released and they go up for enlightenment and become part of our history and our general consciousness. But it doesn't mean that our physical bodies are actually going to fly up into the sky. So now there's a huge belief system where families believe some of their family members are going to get swept up in the sky and leave them, and causes a lot of angst. This is somebody else's belief system. It doesn't have to be yours. And that's the thing. When other people have their belief systems, it's really important that you examine them to see what it feels like on a spiritual level for you. Does it sit right? So only you can decide what your belief system is. It's really unwise to pay too much heed to what other people tell you or what you watch on any social media platform. The decision and the responsibility for what you believe is up to you entirely. So allow those dead energies to be buried and stay buried until they are released for enlightenment. And that'll be at an appropriate time when you feel completely safe. It's when the time is right. You don't need to do it straight away. There's no time limit. The story of Frankenstein is a great representation of energies being pieced together to make a belief system that isn't really real. It's just a construction of the ego. These Frankenstein energy complexes, they can actually run us, but they use our thoughts as fuel. They're not actually really inspired by our soul at a deep level. Our soul may allow this to happen to teach us something, but usually it's our thoughts that fuel these Frankenstein monsters that drive us. So what about zombie energies? They are a deception. There's usually some small element of truth that keeps them going, but they will deceive you into believing something that just isn't true. These Frankenstein-like energy complexes have been built by our own mistaken beliefs. Have you noticed how many times zombies now appear in popular culture? The solution is to disengage from these complexes that you've been involved in, and I know this is difficult. Sometimes it can take several attempts and take some considerable time to be strong enough to move on, but that is the solution. Make a fresh decision and decide to cut the cords that bind and move away from those people or that situation. I know it's not easy to make a fresh start. However, the sooner you do, the freer you will become. There are energies down in your subconscious that will help get you through, such as angels and God's grace. Your subconscious patiently awaits you. It's sort of like this. Just imagine getting a letter from a friend every day, but never bothering to answer. So always look within. Whatever external reality you're experiencing now, just remember it's a harmonic or a reflection of what is happening inside of you. So you have the power to choose how to respond. And the best way to respond is to perceive properly, using all your inputs, both sensory and spiritual. Perceive properly or be deceived. It's really your choice. I do hope you found this video helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates. But most importantly, have a beautiful day. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. And if you're looking for a psychic reading, this is the place to come. Thank you.